So what sort of brushes are you supposed to use for each different step of your makeup routine? Let me break it all down for you. For foundation, I love the Makeup by Mario F1 brush. Anything super dense like this is gonna really help push the product into your skin and give you a super seamless blend. For cream bronzer, I love the BK Beauty 115 brush. Again, it's pretty dense. It's slightly angled, which I like. Helps get into your cheekbone, if you're blending your nose contour, or even blending contour into your eye. Also really helps push the product into your skin. And just a good rule of thumb to have, any cream product, you're gonna wanna use a dense brush. And for any powder makeup, you're gonna wanna use a more fluffy brush. Look how seamlessly that just blended out the bronzer. And that bronzer was actually a drugstore bronzer. You would never know because the brush is just that good. Now let's talk about this double-sided House Labs brush, which I'm gonna use for the next 2 steps. Using this side for cream blush. Again, the brush is super dense, which is gonna help diffuse the cream blush into the cheek. Now I'm gonna do the dense angled side on the other side of the brush to blend in concealer. For concealer, sometimes I actually do like a smaller brush because I like to be slightly more precise, but I do like to recommend this double-sided brush just because it's more cost effective. I love this concealer brush from Milk Makeup. You can see it's slightly smaller, but the shape is still the same. If you're shopping for a separate concealer brush, you're gonna wanna find something that kind of looks like a paw. Like think of a paw of a kitten. I know that's kind of like a weird analogy, but like that's the shape that you wanna go for. Also love the BK Beauty A506 brush. That one is super, super popular. I love that one. Now for setting powder, I love this small fluffy brush from Real Techniques. I've had it for so long that the numbers rubbed off, but I'll try to find it and put it on the screen for you guys. So when you can see, it kind of has that similar paw sort of look. It's just slightly fluffier. And we finished up our dense brushes. Now we're moving on to fluffy brushes. For powder bronzer, I'm using the BK Beauty 104 brush. Your powder bronzer brush should be the biggest brush that you own. If you are currently using your biggest brush for concealer or blush, you gotta switch it up and change it to bronzer. And we're gonna wanna use a more fluffy brush to help diffuse that powder everywhere. Finally, for powder blush, comes to no surprise here, the BK Beauty 115 brush. Again, it's more fluffy than dense, and it's on a slight angle, which I like for blush. And it's definitely much smaller than the bronzer brush, which will help us be more precise with placement. Now, if you're someone that likes to go back in with cream highlight after you already set your face with powder, same. Number one, you can copy what I'm doing here and use your fingers, but if you don't want to use your fingers, and if you also don't want to use a whole separate brush for this step, you can go back in with your cream blush brush and use that to pack it on the high points of the cheek. Honestly, really don't mind if a little highlight gets on my blush brush because I like glowy blush anyways. And now we're back to a cream product, so that dense brush is going to be the most helpful in this situation. And that's it. We're done. Hope you learned something, and I'll link everything in my shop. Bye guys.